Hey guys, here's today's question. Do you think God will judge Christians differently or judge us all exactly the same? Now, it's a little bit of a trick question, but do you think God will judge us differently to each other or all exactly the same? The reason I ask is because James 3 verse 1, our text for today says this: "Not many of you should presume to be teachers, my brothers, because you know that we who teach will be judged more strictly." Wow. So it seems there are different levels of judgment depending on what you do. For example, James is saying here, not many of you should presume to teach the Bible. This verse is pretty sobering for me because that's what I do every single week, is teach from the Bible. But I think what James is saying is this, is that where you've got extra responsibility, you've got extra accountability. Extra responsibility equals extra accountability. If you want the responsibility, he's saying, of taking God's word and teaching other people, preaching it, leading, etc. in a Christian space, you've got extra accountability before God to what you did with his word. Now, back in Luke chapter 12, Jesus said something really interesting. He said, those who have been given much, from them much will be required. In other words, not everybody is given exactly the same in terms of finances or academic ability or faith or many different things. God's given different portions, but he says if you've been given lots of something, you can have high accountability in that regard. So, if you've been blessed with a certain level of lifestyle and affluence and wealth, that's not sinful, by the way, but if you've been blessed in that way, you'll have greater accountability for what you did with God's money that came into your hand. If you were extremely brilliant, I'm talking about academically, if you had this wisdom, this ability to use your brain in a certain way, you'll have extra accountability for how you used your mind. If you had a serious gift with dealing with people, with empathy, greater responsibility equals greater accountability. Most people watching this have been blessed in some different way. And the sobering idea from James and from Luke 12 is actually God doesn't judge everybody exactly the same. He judges us based on what he gave us. He expects us to make use of the gifts and talents that he's given us. He expects us to do something with it. So it's not an option just to say, well, I'm going to do nothing then. No. He expects us to responsibly do something with it, that we can be accountable and stand before God. He says, what did you do with those gifts and talents? And we can say, God, I did the very best that I could in the life that you gifted me with. So today's verse shouldn't strike fear, but rather bring about faith, that where God's blessed us in many different ways, we are going to be accountable for that, but want to be doing that with his grace and with his presence carrying us. I hope you have a good day. God bless.